Have a great day. Oh, you turned them on. Look at that. Check this out, everybody. She Christmas lighted her entire car. How awesome is that? It looks much better at night, obviously. All right, so welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about, I think it's the five things I'm going to do to my car in the next few days, like before the weekend, most likely, that so many of you have been asking me, what are you going to do to your car? What is first? What are you going to get done? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? A lot of suggestions, but there are some critical things that I always do on every one of my cars that for those of you who get a new car may want to follow, because I think they're the best things and they change the look of the car and certainly protect the car. And in this case, I'm going to do something that may tick off some of you, trigger some of you, but first we got to do a cold start. The first cold start, probably the first cold start ever with this in my ownership on a 2023 Dodge Demon 170. For those of you who say, oh, it just sounds like a red eye, it really doesn't. I had a red eye. This sounds a lot better. Now I have to do some gymnastics to get in the car, because we're cleaning this side out for the Lamborghini, and this side will be for this piece. That way everybody has a spot in the garage. Ideally we can get the swinger into the garage, but it may be tight. But if I put that over there, Lambo here, we might be able to get the green car in here. That would be ideal, but we've got some work to do, some moving, some switching around of stuff. It's going to be exciting, but nonetheless, these things must be in the garage at all times. I'm sure you would all agree. Let's jump in and go have a conversation while we head to get the first thing done for this car. So there is nothing like the new car smell, especially when you got the leather. Those of you who were with me and did not like the red, hopefully it's growing on you, because it's certainly growing on me. I think it's just the right combination for something that is called a Demon, right? This makes sense. But let's get on the road. All right, so let's get started. So first things first, I had promised you all that my next video was going to be a full breakdown on how much money I make off of YouTube and what I made this year for the calendar year of 2023, and how that fleshed out, considering that I filmed probably twice the amount of content, if not 3 times the amount of content I've filmed in the past, and the current trajectory of the channel, and how this business works. Because over the year, last year, there's a lot of folks that have commented that have said things like, I can't believe you paid that much for the car. I can't believe you paid that kind of interest on your loans. I can't believe you financed for that period of time. I can't believe this, that, and the other thing. Just ridiculous comments, basically because people aren't attributing this to the business. They aren't attributing these cars to the business of YouTube. And I feel like it's interesting because you can be watching from afar a guy on YouTube talking about buying all these cars and then selling these cars, and you see this constant influx of cars and outflux of cars, and you're involved with what appears to be some ridiculously crazy financial decisions that sometimes mathematically don't make sense in your head. And I understand that, because if I was a guy sitting at home and I was changing, not filming, not doing YouTube, and just changing cars almost every single year, and sometimes multiple times per year, and adding cars and deleting cars, that would make no sense. It would be insane. The person would likely never ever be able to survive a marriage, never be able to avoid chronic therapy, because it would be something wrong with the person who's changing so many times. I understand that. Before I got on YouTube, I did buy a lot of cars, but I also did keep them a lot longer because it made sense. A couple things. We had the biggest run up in car prices this last 4 years, and it made it easy to get in and out of cars. Additionally, when I did lose money on cars, it was usually a very small amount of money, and the critical component that I wanted to share with you all, and I will share with you in the next video, is that this channel makes me money. It brings me revenue every single month. Additionally, it is by definition a small business, and for that reason I'm able to invest in that business and receive certain tax benefits for investing in that business, and whether I make a profit or a loss will result in some level of of tax shelter, if you will, and opportunity for me while I'm growing this business. Now, I expect that year over year over year, I will get to a place to where I will be hopefully very, very profitable, and those profits will be paying for the cars. I'm not far from profitability right now, but as a new business, it's going to take a little bit of time to continue to build the subscriber base and the amount of revenue. So that's going to be in the next video. I promise it'll be in the next video. The whole business aspect of it will be in the next video. And it's very important that I just get this point across that had I paid $100,000 markup on this thing, there's no way, probably in the rest of the history of my YouTube channel, would I ever make that money back. I had to get this thing at MSRP. There was no way I could or would have done it otherwise. It wouldn't have been justifiable to the business. I would not have been able to write off enough money to be able to justify purchasing this car. It would have been a heavy personal indulgence, which while it still is, at the very least, it's a business expense. And the way I did the financing, the way I did the down payment, the way I handled the whole purchase at MSRP with the taxes and the insurance and all the other stuff, it falls under a situation where my business will, I don't think there's any way it won't, will more than cover the expense and cost of this car while allowing me the opportunity to recoup my entire down payment. And for that reason, I'm sitting in this car. Now, that's something we're going to talk about in the next video, or the video after, because I also want to do a video where I completely transparently show you the purchase contract. I want to show you the taxes paid on this car. I want to show you the license fees paid on this car. I want to explain to you how much the insurance is, which was astonishing with one company, crazy astonishing. And I want to show you the interest rate, the financing, the term, and the payments that I've got on this car. So there'll be 2 more videos coming. One, we're going to talk about the finances of YouTube related to this car, and then the next one, actually the next one will probably actually be the car payments, the proof of what I paid for the car and all that. Then we'll do the YouTube business, because all those numbers will back into that. So hopefully that helps. Now let's go ahead and jump outside the car, and I'll share with you the 5 things I'm doing. It's pretty simple stuff, but it's on my list. It's like on my phone, and I use this every time I buy a car. It's just go through this process every single time, and some of them happen immediately, some of them happen over the next month, but they all happen on every single car I've ever bought. Let's get out and talk about that while we walk around the car, because I know you want to see the car. Oh, by the way, let's do this. You all deserve to hear this, because I didn't get to hear it, because I went on vacation with the wife to Solvang, and we didn't get to drive the car. It still only has 31 miles on it, so I'm going to be gentle, because I am allowing this thing to break in, but it is okay to do a couple little revs. That was half gas. That was not all the way down. This thing is insane. And just wait till I throw an exhaust on this thing. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's get out of this thing and show you the car. Let me turn it off so you can hear me talk. There's the red interior. It's growing on me, folks, growing on me. All right, there she is. So the first thing we're gonna do, and we are headed there now. So as soon as I'm done with this video, we're gonna head out and go get the limo tint on the window. Yes, I do 5% limo tint on the sides and the back. But Brad, that's too dark. How can you see at night? Well, I don't really plan on being out driving this thing a whole bunch at night. 1, 2, I can see just fine. I'm not in these super dark rural areas, so it works just fine. And I've gotten used to it. And do I get tickets? Yes, I do. Once in a while, and I pay the fine. In California, it's interesting. If you're a jerk to the cop, he can write you a ticket where you have to peel it off, or he can write you a ticket that allows you to pay a fine or peel it off. And guess what I do? I pay the fine. Why? Well, because it's a business expense. I'll pay the fine and call it a day, because I want the car to look sinister, mean, and nasty. The next thing I've done with all of my black cars, so didn't do it with the green one because I don't know that I needed to, but I go to luxautoconcepts.net, and they're not sponsoring this channel, this video, and I black out all these lights, and I get the black center here where they're white, that becomes black, black, these become black, and I get the black gloss dark. So if you're wondering which color I use, the black gloss dark, and that will black this thing out. By the way, heads up, those yellow things, those are coming off, and I'm leaving them on while vendors are using the car to do the stuff I need done. Once the car is out of the shop with everything done to it, those are coming right off, or at least by this weekend when I take the cars and copy, because I will not roll in with those bananas on the front. It just won't happen. I will keep them, and I will be able to throw them back on if the time ever comes that I sell this car. And next, I'm doing ceramic coating, just like I did on my red eye. I'm gonna ceramic coat this whole thing, and I'm gonna do probably I think it's the 8-year version, so it'll be the good stuff, because I want to keep this black looking beautiful, and I want water to bead off of it. I don't want water spots to cook into this paint. That's the reason to do it. Remember, ceramic coating does not protect you from dings and scratches as much as it does, if at all, as it does in just keeping that beautiful shine. Think of it like a permanent wax job, that lasts for many years, and it's worth it, especially on a black car. On any car for sure, but on a black car, gotta ceramic coat this thing. You just have to. And before you ceramic coat it, you gotta do the front PPF. So my thought is, and plan is, to just make sure I don't have a line here, and I just PPF it all the way across here and down, all the way around the front bumper and the front where all the scratches happen. And that's all I really need to do. Probably have the mirrors done, because they're easy and they're right there, taking on a lot of the brunt of things coming at the car. And that should be enough. Some of you said PPF the whole car. You know, we're talking about $6,000–7,000. I mean, unless you're sponsoring me, this thing's not going to be out on the road as much. I mean, it's definitely going to get driven, but as much as my other cars, so I'm not going to worry too much about that unless I get some good deal on it. I just want to get the front taken care of. And lastly, then I'll pop this hood for you all. This is going to be controversial, because my wife and daughter absolutely want us to have our cars all matching, and that means they want me to wrap it in hot pink. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Somebody just spit their milk all over the computer screen. So here's the deal. They do want me to do the pink stripes. And remember, anything I do to this car, other than the protective things, will be temporary, meaning they will go on and come off. So if I do the pink stripes, I will wait till the ceramic coating's done, the PPF is done, I'll wait till everything is cured and solid. It'd probably take a month before I can put any stickers on this thing that would actually stick. And then I would go ahead and do those, because they would be temporary. They would come off, so I'm not going to ceramic coat over them. They would go on and be able to come off in a month or two, but at least for a bunch of car meets that we'd be going to, this would have the pink, their cars would have the pink, we'd all roll in together, which we do all the time, and this thing would kind of tie in with their cars, but just for a period of time. That one is just a little bonus idea that they're throwing at me. It may be a challenge for me to mentally get myself there, as nice as this thing looks, but it might just be fun to do it for a month, just to hit the car meets with the family, because that is what we do in our house. And then this thing will tie in with the other cars, but I'm going to resist that one for as long as possible. But go ahead and let your head explode in the comments. But now let's pop the hood, because you all deserve to see the first look, well, the second look from my last video of this engine. Check this thing out. Oh, she's warm. I love a new engine, but I also love one with the giant Demon 3-liter supercharger, the green belt, and you can see the yellow engine block underneath there. This thing is nasty looking. What a motor. 1,025 horsepower. Once I break it in, then I will throw ethanol in. I've got an ethanol gas station right by my house, so how awesome is that? So probably around, you know, actually I'm gonna wait till it totally empties. That way I can go straight to 1,025 and show you all what this thing looks like. After driving it for a week, or not even a week, after driving it for a day, last night and today, I will tell you that I cannot imagine, if this is 900 horsepower, what 1,025 horsepower feels like. This thing is nuts. The torque is insane. Go watch Racer X's video. He believes these things are underrated, and I'll tell you what feels like it is, but I've never driven anything with that kind of horsepower other than a Tesla, and this just feels a lot more, what do you say, masculine? All right, so let's jump back in and wrap this thing up. All right, so now I'm gonna head to Riverside Auto Tint. These guys have tinted all of my cars. They are amazing. Yes, I have companies that will do it for half the price. I have companies that will do it for free, but these guys, while they charge a very fair price, it is amazing the job that they do. And a bad tint job takes a beautiful car to look like a crappy car. If you get bad tint that starts to turn purple on you or bubble up, there's nothing worse. So I feel like once you find somebody you really, really trust, you have a predictable outcome, it's hard to leave those people. Regardless of price, it's just impossible to take your chance with someone else, and even if they're cheaper, and find out that you now have purple tint, or you have bubbling tint, or the edges aren't perfectly cut. These guys do beautiful ceramic tint, the best stuff out there, and it looks perfectly black when it's all done. And I will show you what that looks like at the end of this video after I pick up the car. That'll be the end. That'll be the end. So after I say like, subscribe, comment, share, that's when I'm going to show it to you. It's just going to end with that. So stay to the end, which is now. So like, subscribe, comment, share this video if it was of value to you, if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for some great content coming, some great in-depth information, some business aspects of this thing, as well as some fun performance stuff we're going to do to show you what this car is capable of doing. It is going to be a blast, and yes, I am past that emotional roller coaster of buying the car, which I go through all the time. I had a guy comment saying that it looked like it was a sad purchase and there was no happiness here because I put myself in debt or something like that. Let me be very clear. Having not grown up with lots of money, having not grown up with any money, and having spent lots of time struggling in my life, that every time I go buy something for myself that's really expensive, I go through an emotional roller coaster. A big part of it is psychologically that I feel like I don't deserve it. I feel like I don't deserve it. I haven't done enough to be able to buy these things for myself. I have no problem buying stuff for my wife, for my daughter, but buying things for myself, always have that moment of guilt that a lot of you gentlemen out there feel this way. We kill ourselves out there, and sometimes the world does not appreciate us. The world does not thank us for the things we do. We are not revered for the contribution we give, and sometimes, heck, in life, we just feel a little bit like, I don't know if I deserve to buy something this ridiculously irresponsible. But I pushed through it. I pushed through it. And after that, I'm good. And when I was buying it, yeah, I was like, I can't believe it, because this is so ostentatious. This is so ridiculous. This is so utterly useless unless you take it on the track or go to Cars and Coffee and do all kinds of other fun stuff, which I'm going to do to car shows and take it to meets and show it to people and let people enjoy it. I'll let some of my friends drive it. If I see you and you're not a complete clown at a car meet, you're welcome to sit in it. Heck, we may even take it for a drive. I mean, I want people to really experience and enjoy this amazing car. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. Make no mistake, I am over the moon happy. But yeah, when I shot that video that day, I was just, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? This is crazy. Because I had to convince myself of one thing, and I'll end with this, that I would do this whether I had a YouTube channel or not, because I'm getting it for MSRP. I would do it either way, because it's too iconic of a car to turn down. And as soon as I was really comfortable that that's true, I would do it either way. Then it makes sense to do it for the business. Because if it didn't work for the business, if none of you watch these videos, fine. I'm still happy I've got the car. That way I'm not disappointed if the Demon content doesn't go super strong, which so far it's good. But if it doesn't matter, because I'm going to enjoy this car. My family's going to enjoy this car. My wife has told me she's going to enjoy this car when I'm not home and I leave the keys behind, which is terrifying to me. And she doesn't know anything about valet mode, so that should be interesting. I'll be shutting this thing off a little bit. Just kidding, not really, just in case she's watching this. Anyways, I'm done, everybody. Let's check out the window tint. Thanks for watching. So I told everybody you're the best window tinter in California.
You got it. So we're gonna go do ceramic.
Ceramic, limo.
Yeah, you got it.
5%, darkest.
Yeah.
And just the sides. On the back.
Yeah. Nothing in the front, right?
Nothing in the front.
You got it.
3 hours later.
All right, we'll see you in the next.
Right.
See you in the
Yeah,
next
bigger
car.
one.
Probably
Put
not.
something for us, and you maybe can bring us some.
I always put you guys in the
I
videos.
swear, Brad. I
guys
love
are
you.
great.
You always do that
So
for
people
us.
need to come out here. These guys are amazing.
Anything for you, okay?
Absolutely. Oh, there's here. Let's put your phone number. 951-785-9773. All right.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Thanks, brother. I'll
God
see you
bless
guys
Take
next.
care.
See you next month when I buy another car.
More cars. Have a nice week.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yeah, you know what I'm called, right? Yeah.
All right, now let's go check this thing out in the light. But first, we got to take off valet mode. Let's put my coat in. We're in business. All right. This black is going to be a lot of work to keep clean, but here's what it looks like with the blacked out windows. Tell me that doesn't look incredible. That thing just looks nasty. Go around the back. See the back windows completely limo tinted. We've got the passenger side. Look at how dark that is. Oh, I always get some wild comments about this, but I think it just looks incredible. Look at that. So nice. And when you do limo on the side, you don't have to do anything on the front because you cannot see in. You cannot see in. Gotta turn on the BRLs also, and we'll get those yellow things off, I promise. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Bye-bye.